Always remember, your focus determines your reality. Stay close to me, and you'll be safe.
Guys, today we're going to be doing some more R2 tests. I'm not even sure if I posted any videos on R2 with Padme before, but today I wanted to give it a shot, and I've done some tests before this video, and I really like R2 a little bit more than Yoda, actually. The main reason, actually, there's a few reasons, actually. We'll go into this a little bit later, but R2's basic has an 80% chance to stun. It deals more damage versus burning, not too important there, but the stun is really what's important versus Malix at the end of the battle. And the difference between Yoda and R2 is for the stuns. The stuns happen on his basic for R2, the stun for Yoda is on a special. You can pop off more stuns with R2 rather than Yoda, and that's kind of why we're able to 4v5 Malix, or 4v1 rather, Malix a lot easier when R2 is in the team. So let's just go off here, and I have a couple I want to show you outside of the one I want to do live for you guys. But this is going to be mainly versus Marauders because the trooper teams are a lot easier for me, and I want to show these ones are a little bit tougher to fight. So let's just get into it, guys. Alright, so this one is going to be still slow Padme team. We're not running fast Padme. I did videos on, you know, a fast Padme in the past. I just don't know if it's the best bet here when you're talking about countering the Darth Revan and Darth Malak teams. Even, you know, with Marauder in the mix, guys, I think it's a lot better to just, you know, use the slow Padme, really. So, here we go. I do like to have 3PO still the fastest when I have R2 in there. I don't want to have R2 going before him, or else I waste a turn pretty much. You want to make sure you get the assist and confuse onto somebody ASAP with 3PO, or just get another stack of translation on Padme. Okay, so we're going to get a nice kick there, finish up Darth Revan, finish up Bas Lashan, and give out another stack of translation to Padme. Here we go. Boom. There we go. Okay, now she's at 3. Now we're able to, with 3PO using his basic, we get a reset of our cooldowns by 1 every time he uses an ability, but it just got taken away from us right there, unfortunately. But it's okay, everybody's alive. It's a 5v1 here versus Malak. We can stun him. We have, actually 2 stuns. We have R2 stun, we have Padme's kick. And with more assists out here with GK and 3PO, you have more chance of landing the stun. So, still, the biggest thing in all these ones, guys, is landing the healing immunity. If you don't land the healing immunity, you are going to be stuck, either going to lose the game, or you're going to be stuck in the same loop of trying to get him lower and low enough for you to kill him. And some of these times, you don't always, you know, land it. Even though I am running an Anakin with a potency of over 100%, it's still not, you know, the best thing here. But here we go. Try and land some stuns. Resisted. Okay. Can we get another one? Nope, resisted. See, like, the potency on our team is actually quite good. This guy has 5 stacks of ferocity, and we're still not able to land him. Some of these are quite RNG with whether or not they're gonna land, but at the end of the day, really, this is something I would rather use in place of Yoda, because Yoda's, you know, if he does die early with him being quite squishy, it's just not going to go well with you. And on top of that, you know, with R2 being here, you get even more stat boost. And now we'll take a quick break. We'll go into the team here, and then later on we'll show you one more with Marauder in the team. Okay, so with the R2 in this team, you get actually a lot of cool stuff. So number crunch for the first thing. He has his 8 on number crunch. When let's see, he pretty much, I'm gonna sum up here. They gain a lot of extra protection up, offense, and HP, and 10% potency for each resistance ally. So that's pretty cool. Him and 3PO are resistance, and then actually he halves his stats and gives it out to his allies. So they're actually getting a little bit more potency as well with Anakin. And then actually, if we go over here to, let's see where 3PO is. When we go to 3PO, actually, we go to Cyborg Relations. They gain even more more potency, rather. And then for each stack of translation, Rebel allies have 10% potency. So with R2 being there, he has a really high potency chance of landing those stuns. And that's kind of why I like this team a lot, actually, because of the potency that you're going to be getting. And then on top of that, with R2, they have more crit chance, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. The good part to this is whenever, you know, later, I can't talk right now, later on in the battles, when you have debuffs on the board like a shock from Malik, if they go and they crit somebody, that's okay because they can actually dispel that debuff, which is actually really good. Getting more, protection up on them is really useful. Maybe a Padme cleanse is going to be happening soon. That's really useful as well. And that's pretty cool. And then also more accuracy landing those hits. I mean, that's always useful, right? And then like the whole thing I was mentioning with the dispel on crits. So that's pretty cool here. And then also the smokescreen getting stealth gives actually more protection up to the team because it's a non-unique, non-protection up buff and foresight. So if you give this to GK if he has no buffs, or if he has no debuffs rather, he's going to be getting foresight and advantage. 2 protection up stacks right there, guys. And R2 gains 40% TM, but in this team, the TM is going to be not even happening because with Padme, there's just a lot of stuff going on here, guys. It's hard for me to explain all this, but pretty much the basis of why I like this team with R2, there's more potency, there's more chances of dispelling buffs, and you get a little bit more protection up as well from all these non-unique, non-protection up buffs. So with that in mind, guys, let's show you the one with Marauder. So before we get into this one is brought to you by Blade Baka. Thank you a lot for this footage, and we have both been testing this team and variations of Padme over the last few days and week, and we both like this team a lot. I like it a lot too. I gotta do another video about a little bit more of a tweak to the slow Padme team, and it's actually not really called the slow Padme anymore. If we were to do this tweak, it'd actually be called a medium Padme. You got a slow, medium, and a fast Padme. I think it's right in the middle of that, but that's for a whole different video. For this video, let's go into the Marauder team for today. Okay, so a lot of debuffs just happened there, and Marauder's turn right there. They dispel GK's taunt, and they got a shock up, but we're able to actually early on get a confuse onto Malik because nobody else has translation, nobody else is going to be critting besides Padme, and there we go. We can now do an AoE dispel with GK. Nice. And get some more smokescreen up on GK, and that's why it's kind of nice to have him there, and then have R2 in there because you can give out some more protection up based off of the advantage and the smokescreen, the stealth. So that's pretty cool. We just killed HK right there, and typically in these ones you want to kill HK a little bit faster than Marauder because if you kill Marauder first and then HK turns go straight after, he's gonna one-shot GK, and that's not good. So now we're gonna go on to Marauder here. That should finish him up perfect because R2 has crazy stacks of his courages here. So pretty cool stuff. And another thing I want to hit up here is the fact that R2 has an ability that doesn't do damage, which is smokescreen, and on top of that he has 2 abilities that do. That's actually quite important here because in some situations like that, you don't want to waste all those courage stacks. You actually want to wait for them later on, like with a Padme kick or a GK assist. So really, R2 is here serving multiple different purposes, and with 3PO just being there to provide and provide more support for the team, more protection up stacks, making sure that, just like right there, making sure that GK doesn't die to a drain life, really. And this team, I do kind of like this versus Marauders a little bit more than Yoda, like I mentioned, and just all around, I think this is a great team to use. The only downside to this team, guys, is using R2 and 3PO in the same team with Padme. That makes it so you can't use the 2 with CLS or JTR in your GAs, but depending on what you're using those 2 teams with, you can actually get away with using these 2 in the Padme team, depending on your attack strategy and your whole planning in your GAs. So just to finish this up, guys, we're going to show you some modding. I did remodel a little bit, so here we go. Padme, 238, 60k HP, 75k protection. Nice, not bad. Next up is GK. GK is pretty much the same, just maybe a little bit tweaking of his speed a little bit, making him a little bit faster. 267 speed, pretty quick for GK. I didn't use a soak in this one, I typically do, but not in this one. For Anakin, rather, he is 255. I just want him to be a little bit faster. That way, he dispels all of the, or he gets his turn meter to 100%. That way, Padme doesn't get cleanse early on, and it kind of screws with his courage stack. So that kind of helps there. And like I said, he has 100% potency. Not too crazy offense, but really doesn't need offense in this team. He needs more HP and more potency, more than anything, really. And then next up here is going to be the 2 droids that we're using. So let's try to figure out where those 2 are. Down here in droids, let's see, R2. R2, I'm not too sure what Blade Blanca's speeds were, but mine here were 276. So let's actually show off 3PO's before we see that. So he's at 271, and then adding on the 20 speed, he's going to be at 291. He's going to fit in, 3PO's going to be going the fastest, right? And then afterwards, it's going to be R2's turn. That's going to be kind of important for the smoke screen, and then making sure that you save all your courage stacks up, which is nice. And then always want to be running in this particular counter. You want to have more potency on these two droids more than anything. Landing the stuns with R2 and landing the confuse with 3PO is really important. And then on top of that, like I mentioned earlier in the video, you gain more potency from number crunch, and you get more potency from 3PO's translation stacks as well, because both these guys are rebel allies, so you get even more potency as well. So that's pretty cool, and just my mods for today's video. So guys, that's going to conclude today's video with R2 with the Padme team. I don't really like using R2 without 3PO in my testing versus Marauder teams. I just like using 3PO in pretty much any counter to Malak team, really. With that being said, I still am holding fast to hoping for 5th for the team that can, replace 3PO, replace, another 5th. Typically, I want to, keep Ahsoka in here, but if we can see a 5th that can include Ahsoka and make them so they can just demolish the Malak teams, that would be ideal. So that's kind of today's video, guys. R2, great 5th, I think. He should be something you guys should look into as well. I do a lot of different videos, and I just want to clarify that I just put out videos, and what I find to be best at that time is what I'm going to just put out for that time. I'm not going to go back and change titles for my videos to say not the greatest, but still pretty good. I'm going to just actually keep updating you guys with teams that I find to be really consistent in my daily climbs and in different various teams. And this team in particular has, concluded for me at least to be quite consistent with winning. So keep that in mind, guys. I do quite a bit of tests, so if you want to, include that in your deciding and whether or not you should invest in this team, go for it. I'm just here to provide some cool footage for you guys with these different teams and variations. With that being said, if you guys enjoyed the video, give it a like, share, and sub for more of my videos. It really does help my channel grow, guys. Can't talk right now. I am stuttering today like crazy, but that's pretty much it, guys. It really helps my channel grow. Go check out Discord, go check out Patreon. That's it for today, and I'll see you later.